North London will always be red. Get in there. Arsenal 2, Tottenham 1. Let's go. Come on. That's a way to reduce the nerves and the anxiety after those three mishaps. Drawing at Brighton, losing to Newcastle and United in the cup competitions at the Emirates. Look, we've responded with a fight back, a big victory over Tottenham Hotspur. You can't be shushing us that early on in the game and expect to come out with a point or 3 points. You're not playing against Arsenal in a relegation zone. You're playing a team that will always own you. Come on! That's a message to Heung-min Son. Mr. Nice Guy, what to do up this? Maybe if you actually won a game at the Emirates, you could do that. Whereas we've won 3 in a row in your own backyard. And then we took the 3 points off of you again. Come on, let's get into the game. Look, I was really nervous going into this game because of a lack of attacking options. But there was no excuses given the fact that Tottenham had to play Archie Gray and Radu Drakusin in defence. Jed Spence at left back. A whole rotated defence, yeah? And a new signing in goal. At Tottenham, they played Van der Ven and Romero, things might have been a bit different. But had we had Saka, had we had Waneri, had we had other players that I've not mentioned, we might have won the game 5 or 6-0 like we did against Chelsea around this time last year. That's all I'm saying. Yeah? But I want to give a massive credit to Leandro Trossard. Leandro Trossard has not been good enough by my standards this season. And I've criticised him a hell of a lot. But for him to run through and go like that, to take a shot like that, was absolutely class. I've been wanting a player to just take a risk, take a shot on, and he did that. And that ultimately was the winning goal. Look, start of the game, we dominated Tottenham. We were all over Tottenham. We were having set pieces galore. Was having shots on target, was testing their goalkeeper, was pressing them. Havertz almost winning the ball a couple of times, creating a couple of chances. It was doing okay as a team, as a whole, as the press. Erdegaard was in the game, having a good game. But all of a sudden, we lose the ball. They run through. They get a corner. The ball goes into the box. Or not even into the box. It's crossed in. Why is no one marking Heung-min Son? The South Korean is right on the edge of the D. The ball falls to him and he volleys the ball in the back and it takes a deflection. You would think after celebrating that Reece Nelson goal against Bournemouth, you'd mark somebody on the edge of the D. We go a goal down and Tottenham actually had attacking opportunities to make it 2. We had opportunities to make it 1-1. Havertz having mistake after mistakes, making silly, not taking his chances again. Yep, the ball goes off Trossard. We get a corner. Not Arsenal's fault, the referee's fault. A decision that actually went our way, that actually wasn't meant for us, has happened twice in a row. This time we took advantage of it. Set piece again, ole. Rice with a lovely ball. He is the London David Beckham. The way he just whips the ball in with such poise, such noise, causing all that havoc for Dragusin, Gabriel to head the ball off Solanke in the back of the net. This guy has always admired Arsenal, so he's just scored for Arsenal. Get in. 1-1. I'm not celebrating an equaliser because there's so much at stake. This is a team whose fan base celebrated losing to Man City because Arsenal weren't winning the league. And we shushed them in their own at White Hart Lane. So why am I going to celebrate an equaliser? But then, lo and behold, Partey wins the ball back. I'll praise him in a second. Ball comes to Erdegaard, picks the ball up, plays a lovely pass into Trossard. 1-on-1 with Porro, lays a shot off in the bottom corner. 2-1 up. Second half, Postecoglou, who had started Sarr and Bergvall, they get subbed off for Brennan Johnson and Maddison. They're going attacking. They got into the game a little bit more. They were starting to create chances. But their attacking quality wasn't as good as Newcastle in the last game, as United was in the last game, in other games. They weren't attacking proficiently. Gabriel, my man of the match, was sweeping everything. Saliba was having an off game, yet they couldn't convert anything. And that was good. The final, Arsenal defending deep, bringing on the likes of Zinchenko, bringing on the likes of Tierney, having to defend with Marino coming on as well. There was flashes of brilliance. We could have made it 3. Kai Havertz missing chances. Yeah, we managed to get over the line, and that was a massive win. But before I do my player ratings, please hit the But before I get into my player ratings, please hit the subscribe button. We just hit 500 and there's more following and joining the channel. Thank you. Come on. Starting off with Riot in net. I thought he done well. He made a couple decent saves. Was a bit shaky at the back at times. Not as shaky as the other goalkeeper. Look, a win in the North London derby, proving his worth again. He wasn't at fault for the goal. It took a massive deflection. But when you're training, you've got to be prepared for that. And I don't think he was enough. But a North London derby win gives David Raya a 7 out of 10. Going into right back now, I thought Timber had a relatively decent game. I thought he done well against Heung-min Son, despite Son scoring. I'm going to give him another 7 out of 10. I thought he was relatively calm on the ball. I think, when I look at him, I think about Ben White. Who's the better right back, Ben White or Timber? I like Timber, but he's not wowed me as much as Ben White at right back with the overlapping runs. But there's a lot of qualities that Timber has in inverting into midfield that does add a lot of variation. But a 7 out of 10 nevertheless. Up next, we go into our man of the match. Up there, Gabriel Magalhaes, caused the first goal, with the battling with the Dragons in. But defensively, in that second half, he won every duel. He made Solanke look like a League Two player, a Conference North player, somebody that's ready for retirement, winning every duel, calm on the ball. This guy is one of the most underrated centre backs the world has ever seen. The best centre back in South America right now, Brazilian centre backs. Like, there's no one better than him right now, and he's been deserving of a spot. This guy is absolutely sensational. One of the best signings Arteta has ever made. One of the best Premier League signings Arsenal have made since the Emirates has come out. Yeah, a sensational victory. On to Saliba. Yeah, a 10 out of 10. Like, he orchestrated everything. He was calm on the ball. A leader, rock solid. 10 out of 10. On to Saliba now. I'm going to give him a 7. I thought at times he looked a bit cocky. That's just my word. I thought on the ball he was a bit careless at times when he lost the ball one or twice. Got sent a couple of times. Maybe he's on a lack of confidence, but he was involved in the team of the year that EA have done. I think by his own standards, I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he had a decent game. At to left back now, I'm going to give him a 10. Miles Lewis Skelly with one of the most iconic pictures you will ever see. In response to Son, the way he just shushes the whole Tottenham crowd as he came off, admirable. This guy is not even 20 yet. In his first full season in the Premier League, absolutely shelling it down. This guy has played against City. He's played against Liverpool in the biggest games. And I think this was where he became a proper Arsenal man. The way he dealt with the defenders, the way that he dealt with the attacking players that Tottenham had, the way he just calm on the ball to beat past the defenders, he was nasty to deal with. He was absolute calm, colossal, composed, everything you want in a fullback. Like, I love him. I love watching him, and this is a gooner that we have to keep and look after. An absolute 10 out of 10. My man of the match goes to Gabriel, but Miles Lewis-Skelly deserves a massive shout out. He's been great. On to Thomas Partey. I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Although, I could argue, I think I'd be nitpicking. Look, any one of those players could have stopped the sun shot from happening. Maybe it's a tactical thing that Partey's there in the defense, in the zonal marking thingy magic that the set pieces do. But I thought he dictated the midfield. I thought he was really calm on the ball. I thought he had a very good game. He led. He won the ball, played the pass to Odegaard for Trossard to score, and I thought that was an important moment in the game. I'm not. I made a couple videos about it. I spoke about it. The off the field issues, we don't know what's happened. It just worries me, innit? But he actually had a good game. He always plays well against Tottenham, to be fair. I give him a 9 out of 10. Declan Rice, another 9. I thought he was brilliant in midfield. Going forward, people say it's not his strengths. In my opinion, he can do that as well as any other midfielder we got in the team. The way he just bombs forward and gets shots off goal, class. He makes those runs. He's good enough, man. He's good enough to be an 8 as a box-to-box midfielder. Look, he's a DM by trade. He was a centre-back in the youth academy. But under Arteta, this guy is what Vieira was for us in the Invincible season. He is reaching those levels. He reminds me of, you know, Beckham when it comes to set pieces. Steven Gerrard, where he just takes the game by the scruff of the neck. You know, people may look at him, he doesn't pass the ball forward. But I think he's the guy that controls the games, that shows that little bit of leadership. Took the important set piece for the goal. And like I said, like Partey, a 9 out of 10. Erdegaard again. I'm going to give him a 9 this time. Last game against United, he was scapegoated. He created apparently over 5 chances. This time he created a chance, a half chance, that went in the back of the net. But throughout the game, he set the tempo. He was winning the duels. He was skilling past players, doing the tricks, improvising with the chances he created. Back to his best. Martin Odegaard, superb. As for the players that came off the bench, you see that NA. Look, I might put Tierney as a 6. He's gonna leave Arsenal for Celtic. It's his last North London derby. I thought he came on and he did a decent job. But as for Marino and Zinchenko, NA. But onto Sterling, I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. Yeah, I think a 7 out of 10 is valid. I don't think he done anything wrong in the game, to be fair. He took on his man a fair few times. He was actually trying to invent something. Although the end product isn't there, I am more. I look at him as a player at City. He was always in the right place at the right time. And at Arsenal, he's become like a wide playmaker, always round the corner flag. Yeah, he is someone that takes on a player, that will beat past a player, and gets on with it. And he's a talented player for the signing we've made. It's just that he needs to run our games to find the full rhythm, and he's not that. But overall, a 7 out of 10, I think, is fair. Trossard, for me, I gotta give him an 8. I don't think he was a 9. I think he was an 8 for the goal. He picked out a couple decent passes, scored an important goal, the winning goal, cool celebration. I'm just a bit wary. Oh my god, I'm watching Match of the Day. Gabriel, sensational defending, even though we conceded straight from the set piece. He was absolutely class at the back, Gabriel. An 8 is fair. Let me know what you think, though. Kai Havertz, I'm gonna give him a 6. I need him to think like a striker. I need him to attack the balls that go into the box. I need him to shoot. Stop taking a touch, shoot. Being that he's missed, he had one header that he just planted straight at the goalkeeper, and he missed the header from a set piece. He needs to be better with his heading accuracy. He needs to be better in front of goal. You can't be missing those sitters time after time after time. I get it. If you're a second striker, you're playing as a midfielder, bombing into the box, but he's been at the club long enough. He's been in the Premier League long enough. Chelsea fans have been frustrated with him. They were celebrating his move to Arsenal. He shushed them by scoring 2, and he played brilliantly in that game. But now he's back out of form again. For 265k a week, for the 65 million, we can't have patches of form if you're in a title race. That's my big worry with him. I don't want to give him any lower than a 5 because it's brutal. It's a victory. But if we had lost that game, it would have been another 0. But I thought his hold-up play was alright. His passing was alright. Gets into the right position. He works hard. He does run his socks off. But for me, a 6 out of 10 at best for the German striker. Martinelli, who did come off the bench early on compared to the other players I've mentioned, I'll give him a 6 as well. I didn't see anything remotely of him. I didn't think he was any better than Sterling. My man of the match goes to Gabriel and Miles Lewis-Skelly. My favourite moment was when he was shushing the crowd. But yeah, Party, my first big rating for him. Look, I'm watching the highlights again. Miles Skelly linking up really well is absolutely class. But overall, we take the wins. We take the wins. We're still in contention for the league. Look at that. They've dropped points. We haven't this time around. We're 4 points off them. They have to go in their game in hand to Goodison Park. They've sacked their manager. So it might be massive for them. Moyes at the back. First game back at Goodison. Last game at Goodison. Gonna be great. But Gabriel, sensational. It's not going to be easy. Ha! Chelsea, funny enough, lied to themselves, saying they weren't in a title race. They could have actually believed themselves and not gone on this stupid run. But hey ho. Newcastle, incredible. Deserve to be in it, you know. They've been really class. But we go into the next games as I look here. It is tough for both Arsenal and Liverpool. Like Brentford, they played well against Arsenal. No, without doubt, although we done well, they got two vital goals against City, despite being 2-0 down to get edge raw. And Buemo on form, Wissa on form. Whereas we've got Aston Villa. This game for me is a bigger game than Tottenham. The reason why is because they knocked us out with that victory. They beat us 2-0. That lost us the league that day. We didn't know it then, but it lost us the league that day. As I'm watching, Partey win the ball back, Erdegaard and Trossard. Look at this! Look at that, man! He didn't need to take too long to cross the ball in. He just took it on. That's what I've been wanting from a player, from the Arsenal players, from Arteta and Cole. Come on! But yeah, back to it. Like, got Villa. That's not an easy game. But Brentford at home have been really good, on good form. You know what I mean? And then you go into the next game. They got Ipswich. That's a certified 3 points. Wolves away, Victor Pereira. Hopefully that's a 3 points for Arsenal. But look, at the end of the day, we're 4 points off them. We're not 6. We're out of the FA Cup, which is a massive disgrace. It's a shame. But can we catch up against Newcastle in the Carabao? We shall see. But it's not all doom and gloom for everyone. Everyone can calm down with their Arteta out brigades and crying. We've won the game today. He's had to deal with other players being now injured. So it is what it is. Like looking at the highlights now, Erdegaard tried to create something. You know, our players did try and we got over the line in the end. But that's my player ratings. Gabriel, my man of the match. Miles Lewis-Skelly, a deserving 10. He could share the man of the match with Gabriel, but Gabriel, with those defensive interceptions at the end of the game, was so vital. There's my player ratings. Let me know what you think. A massive win for Arsenal. Back in the title race. We have a chance. But we got to win that game against Villa. That's the focus now. We got to drown out those blues. Havertz has to take his opportunities, and that's it. Make sure you like the video. Subscribe. In a bit, people. In a bit. I'm out. Come on.